Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Madals. This is Go for SC2 Sunday. Spawning down in the bottom right hand position, we have the blue Terran player. It is Botvinnik. And his opponent, up to the top left, currently 1-0 up in this best of 3 semi-final. It is Solar. So, Solar versus Botvinnik. What are these two going to be able to do? Game number 1 saw Solar go insanely greedy. He went hatch pool against Terran. Botvinnik tried to apply some pressure. He went for a Marine Hellbat with one medevac push, hoping to just win outright there, and Solar defended it with nothing but speedlings and queens. Solar was a bit of a boss. He then counterattacked with a Baneling Bust and won. That puts him 1-0 up. If Solar gets an additional victory in this series, he advances into the finals, where he'll play for a share of those 150 euros. Still though, it'll be interesting to see what these guys decide to try and do. Solar again going hatch first, but that's not crazy. Hatch first up against Terran is completely standard. It's what most players will do. It works very nicely. Is he going to go for this hatch pool style again though? Personally, I don't think he would, because King Sejong Station is such a good map for going through 11-11 proxy axes. And it seems Solar agrees with me. Checking around. Should just be a Reaper coming out now from Botvinnik. Is he going to go just for the one Reaper again? Is he going to grab 2 out, maybe 3? Is he going to go for the Hellbat Marine play yet again? Time will tell. Still patiently waiting to see what these two decide to try and do. Barracks. Going to be followed by a command center from Botvinnik, so he's expanding out. There's the one Reaper. No second Reaper coming down behind this. There's the reactor. So that's going to allow a lot to get pumped out. The factory should get started soon. Importantly, Solar sees this, so he knows already that he's only dealing with a single Reaper. And again, Botvinnik leaving it back defensively, as opposed to trying to harass with it. This gives ample time for Solar to produce his 2 queens. Plenty of time to get in a good position to defend this. While the Reaper is now moving forward, it's delayed quite heavily in getting there. And every second really does count with these Reapers, because the queens, once they're out, it's very difficult, not impossible, to get any kills with a single Reaper up against those drones. There is scouting information coming on through though. We're going to flash it up, go for a bit of a blocking. Ling's also going to try and force this out. Second queen may come up to try and deal with the Reaper, but no, the Reaper going to be getting away for the moment. Natural base for Botvinnik is nearly finished up. He's also got, of course, the factory nearly done too. We'll be switching that around. Staying on just the 1 gas at the moment, so no big giveaway as of yet to what he has got planned. There's the starport, so at least initially, it appears that he could be going for that Marine Hellbat style play once more. The big difference is this time Solar hasn't gone super greedy. He's actually gone pretty safe. He's got the speed coming on through. His third base wasn't hatch pull. Drone gets saved, those Lings, making sure that it will be able to back away to safety. Third base going to be attempted now by Solar as these Lings come on over. Just going to try and force this Reaper away. All nicely done, to be honest. Otherwise, starport now finished. Medevac's on its way. So it definitely would appear that we're getting a similar opening to what we saw from Botvinnik in the last game. What's he going to be able to do with it though? Probably less, because already a Rotor is coming on down. And therefore, just need to keep a good close eye on when this push moves up. Solar checking around the side. He's got a good number of Lings holding the watchtower as well. He's got great Overlord placement as well. The vision for Solar is just amazing currently. Quick load up. The armory hasn't started yet, mind you. So it could just be Hellions, no Hellbats. Botvinnik adding in a couple more tech labs. The watchtower will see these Hellions coming on through already. A lot of roaches in production. Counter-attack of just 3 Lings. Probably not going to be devastatingly effective, but we'll rack up a couple of worker kills most likely. However, these Hellions, they're going to rack up a lot more. All those drones are heavily lined up. The roaches coming on through. The drones trying to find a way to get away to safety, but 16 worker kills already. These Marines now dropping down. They're going to have less success, but still a good amount of damage done. 16 worker kills compared to 2. Medevac going to try and drop some of these Marines out, but the Lings can have something to say about that. The Medevac taking quite a bit of fire. There's a good number of roaches here, though, and the counter-attack could be devastating. There's not really much to defend them. A Banshee is on its way, but it's not out as of yet. Marines now dropping down towards the 3rd base. A lot of Lings going to come over and try and deal with that. The Medevac still being very active out on the field. A couple of Hellions there as well. Waiting now to see if Botvinnik's going to be able to hold this counter pressure. He's adding in a good number of bunkers, but he doesn't really have anything to fill them with. These roaches are a little bit lost. Don't think they quite know where they're going. A couple more workers get taken down. 38 to 37 workers currently. This Banshee is going to be hugely important. Going to really help up against those roaches, as well as with the Marauder. Banshee moving out though. Roaches just out of vision range there. Can't be seen by Botvinnik. Now moving up. Bunker taking a decent amount of fire. Quickly gets evacuated. We'll now go down. A few of those SCVs can start getting picked away at. Marauders into the bunker. Pick up these supply depots is easy enough, because moving out of that bunker would mean the Marauders would almost certainly die. Unfortunately, a Banshee now through here. The Spore Crawler not yet done. More supply depots slowly getting picked away at. A second Banshee coming on down. We're going to get quite heavily supply blocked by this. Roaches might as well just go all out, because with the Banshee shooting away at them, they probably won't escape. Overall, Solar lost 29 workers so far this game. Botvinnik, though, still massively supply blocked, preventing them from producing anything at the moment. We've got a few more Zerglings coming on through. Of course, Speedlings can do a lot better than the Marauders. They're going to ignore them, though, and head straight up into the main. Prevent much more from getting produced. Try and pick up a couple of workers of their own. Should be able to get a few SCV kills here. Marauders going to try and come up, but with a quick wrap around, these Lings should make short work of the Marauders. Not efficient at dealing with Zerglings in the slightest. Good trade of minerals for gas coming down here. Also this part. Solar with more Speedlings here. He's still trying to pick away at any workers that he can. Gets a couple more kills, but it's still 35 workers killed by Botvinnik compared to only 13 killed by Solar. However, Solar is buying himself a lot of time. Oh, this Banshee could get killed. This is a flat-out mistake, unfortunately, by Botvinnik, not controlling that further away. Good pick-off by Solar. That alleviates some of the pressure. He's moved in with these roaches now. He's up at 66 drones again. Despite losing a lot, this pressure has allowed him to do nothing but drones for a long period of time. He's got back into a bit more of a comfortable position. Botvinnik, on the other hand, hasn't really been producing SCVs. His 3rd orbital command is now done. Hasn't floated down anywhere yet, though. Botvinnik also doesn't have Stim yet. It's not even on its way. And that's a critical upgrade that he's going to need. He's in a lot of trouble. He was hoping that 2-base pressure would have just won him the game, but Solar, with the counter damage, doing enough to buy himself time. More Lings are out on the field. The Baning Nest and the Spire both rapidly approaching completion. Queen just trying to force this Banshee over towards the Spore Crawler, so there is detection on it. Meanwhile, in the main base, I think that Spire is actually exposed. Should be a little bit dangerous. Banshee not going for it, though. Got a lot more Zerglings coming across the map now. They want to try and prevent this 3rd if they know about it, which unfortunately they don't. But I'll see these SCVs moving. Gonna just come around the other side. Banelings may even decide to morph in here. More Lings coming across. In they go. Undefended SCVs just waiting about. In go the Lings. They're going to rack up a couple more kills. It only needs to be a few, and it's already quite substantial damage. Good number of Marines, though, will force back the remainder of the Zerglings. There's a couple more workers starting to level this out. Down goes the Banshee as well. The was harassing nicely. We've got Mutalisks coming onto the field. Stim, mind you, is still not started. This is nothing short of a mistake, unfortunately. Combat show now done. Stim only just beginning researching. It's because Botvinnik Went for that early pressure. He doesn't really need stim at that point, and it never came back into his build. The Mutalisks looking to get some harassment. This natural base not defended in the slightest, nor is the main. No missile turrets or anything like that. And now come these meters. They're going to start working away at this mineral line. A lot of SCVs are going to get killed. Missile turret won't be allowed to finish. Mutas is going to continue on harassing as the Marines come around different places. The third going to be the next target. No missile turret there either. Quickly kill off the SCV constructing that missile turret. Still the damage coming on through. Missile turret will not be able to finish. More workers getting picked off. The worker kill count nearly leveled through. Mutalisks again heading back up in towards the main. There's a couple of Marines there. They don't have stim though, so they can't move around easily. The double drop going to get prevented from doing too much either. Stim. Only just over, or not even halfway done yet. There's a missile turret at the natural. Third base is still undefended, but look at this army from Solar. He's up at 158 supply to 115. He's got his fourth base on its way, and he's adding in more meters. Kills off a full medevac full of units. That is a big loss. The other medevac also getting chased down. It won't be able to survive. All of these little pickoffs really helping Solar trade ridiculously cost effectively. The Mutalisk flock up to 14, more on the way. The infestation pit also coming through, plus the 2-2 upgrades. Solar's supply block though after losing an overlord there. Still trying to keep a tab on where these two are going, but Solar's up at 85 workers to 55. 4 bases to 3. He's now just trying to get into the real late game stages, adding in obviously that infestation pit. He'll probably go up into Hive, look for Ultra Infester maybe in the real late stages. +2 air attack, also nearly completed. Solar really just staying on the mark here. Coming around, another Zergling run by could come on through towards this third base. It's a decent amount of Marines and Hellbats ready to defend it, but they're slightly out of position. They're trying to hedge their bets in case the Mutalisk came into the natural main. Lings at the moment. Just going to sneak on by. Gotta be careful. They're in range of that Widow Mine, but Banelings have been seen. Solar cancels them all backs out. Mutalisks, though, can probably go head-to-head with one missile turret at this stage. There's 23 Mutalisks. They've got the +1 attack, so pretty potent, especially if Botvinnik didn't instantly repair up. Some of the Mutalisks now. It's going to go straight forward. They will take down that missile turret. A couple of SCVs also going to get killed. The refinery can get picked up. That's a quick, easy kill. Guaranteed damage. A supply depot may also end up burning down. Depends if an SCV goes over and repairs it. Gonna keep it alive. Over to the left, a handful of these Lings, able to save themselves. A couple of Marines, not going to last too long against this flock of Mutalisks. However, Hive is on its way. So while Botvinnik is producing Thors, which will be massively effective against the Mutalisks if they're clumped up, it's not the long-term plan for Solar, as the Hive is now done. He could go into Ultras, he could go into Brood Lords. Could just get 3-3 down. Come on, Mutalisks, yet again, decimating that missile turret, but having to back one out as there are quite a few Marines defending the natural now. 3-2 being researched for the Terran infantry. 3-3. Coming on down. Oh my goodness, this is a lot of Banelings. One Widow Mine hit is going to go off and kill off some of them, but bye-bye supply depots. Gives time for the SCVs to try and back away though. But is it going to be enough? Forward comes to Roland. Not the most efficient use of Banelings there. They took down a couple of supply depots. Will supply block Botvinnik momentarily. But look at how many more Banelings are here. There is a grand total of 42 Banelings on the field. The Ultralisk Cavern now coming through. Adrenal Glands. 3-3 melee and +3 flyer attack. Also on researching. These Speedlings going to try and pick away at a couple more SCVs. Trying to do any damage where they can. And then just backing out again. Still the resources lost do favour Solar, but Botvinnik is certainly catching on up. The Mutalisks, though, going to be looking for another avenue to attack from. Going to take down some add-ons. Again, it's that guaranteed damage that Solar's looking to achieve, as opposed to potential damage. So many banelings. Up to 53. 53 banelings are on the field, and still Solar has 1,000 gas in the back. 59 workers have so far been killed. Another supply depot picked off, as was the refinery. These little bits of damage from these Mutalisks is just really keeping Botvinnik on his toes. For Botvinnik, he's got a 4th base up. He's up at 47 workers, and he's nearly maxed out. Not to mention the fact that he's got the 3-2 upgrade, so that definitely does help him there. Mutalisks, though, moving in, tearing apart the production facilities. One missile turret is all that's there. A couple of Marines frantically trying to get on over. 3rd base is going to be the next target, and there really isn't anything to defend here. Meanwhile, in comes the Baneling train. Explosions everywhere. That is a lot of Banelings, and not much really to stop them. Down goes the Planetary Fortress, down goes most things. The 3rd base killed. GG. Solar takes that with the Bane train, and it was highly effective. Congratulations, Solar. He advances on into the finals.